Okay, today we're gonna do an easy adapt. First we need a 3.55 female, and then here's the toy that we're gonna be adapting. We're gonna start off by go ahead and using this razor knife, or you can use a thread seam ripper, but I just use this. Very carefully, go ahead and cut along here. Then you're gonna pull out these two wires. You're gonna take your wire cutters, and you're simply gonna cut them. Like that. So you have these two right here. Next thing you're gonna do is you're going to strip them so to expose the wire. You can see that wire is being exposed right there. There's one. I'll go ahead and do it to the other one. And I am using the 22. The 22 works much better. Do the 22. Now, you can actually do this two ways. I'm gonna start by tying a knot right here. Now the reason that we tie the knot as close as we can to this is because we don't want a child to be able to pull this out of the toy. So we're gonna go ahead and put a knot there to start off with, and we're gonna connect it, and then we're gonna stuff it back in the toy and sew this back up. And this knot will help so that this does not get pulled out of the toy. Okay, so now we're gonna take these and we're going to twist them together nice and tight. And here you can either solder it if you'd like to. You can solder it to make sure it stays together with solder, or you can simply use tape and tape it. Today we're just going to tape it. I'm also finding that I need more from these, so I'm gonna go ahead and strip these also. Now if I go to the 22 again, put the 22 in there and go back and forth, and then pull. Does a nice job of exposing the wire for me. And then I'm gonna go ahead and continue to hook these on here. Twist them together. Doesn't matter which one goes on to which. I've got these two together, and I'm gonna put the tape right on them very carefully, not to expose, not to leave any of the wires exposed, because if they touch, it could short out or continue playing constantly. Make it nice and secure like that. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side. We're gonna twist it together. I've got them both on, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the switch, and I'm gonna test it to make sure it works before I put it all back together. Okay, it's a very easy adapt. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, now I've got these two wires, the wires connected. Now I'm gonna actually tape them all together to secure them nice and tight. Have it together nice and tight. I'm gonna put this back inside of the toy. I'm gonna shove it way down in there. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this so it can't get pulled out of the toy. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew that with a needle and thread. Thread this needle. I took this needle threader and I put it through the eye of the needle, and now I'm gonna put my string through there. And I'm gonna use white. I'm gonna put it right in here like this. And then I pull it through, and that's how you thread the needle. Tie a knot in this so it doesn't go through the material. Just like this. And go ahead and start sewing it. making sure that this stays in and it's nice and tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew it. When you get it all the way over here, make sure it's nice and tight so this doesn't get pulled out. The knot is on the inside, so when you pull it, it doesn't pull out. There's a little bit of give, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some more sewing as close as I can to getting that nice and tight. Then I'm gonna tie a knot. Then we do our last stitch, and you're gonna pull it through to tie it in a knot, and do that a couple of times to make sure that it stays nice and tight. Just like that. And we're gonna cut it as close as we can without cutting the knot. Cut off any other white strings that you see so it doesn't look sloppy. Try it again, make sure it works, plug it in, and there you have it.